Going on, y'all? Welcome back. I want to talk about, is Skate 4 really what fans asked for? So today's video, we're going to go ahead and talk about 5 pros, 5 cons in the community of skate right now. If you like the content, go ahead and lock in, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so you don't ever miss a video every single time we post, and we post the most from coast to coast. We're going to start off with the cons first. Always online is required for server, and that's not good. So, server dependency. The game basically wants us to stay connected to the internet so that we could have a real live connection with our friends and other skate enthusiasts in the game so that we can kind of build a community within the game. So I understand why they want us to do that, but here's a reason why it's a drawback for people who don't have a steady online connection or stay in rural areas and aren't able to have that super steady connection. They're going to drop connection quite a bit. Some people aren't going to be able to even utilize online play, which means they won't be able to actually play the game. So that's kind of a give and take on that one. So in my opinion, it's not that big of a deal because I feel like if you're playing any games right now, you're probably online. What I'll say is that if you're not online, go ahead and make sure that you pick up those old skates before they go up in price, all that good stuff, because those games are excellent, of course. And then these skate games, we will see what happens when they come out. This one specifically, Skate, if there will be one after. They said there may not be. I don't really subscribe to that. I feel like it's probably going to be one coming, okay? So look, next for the cons, we have 2. Live service and monetization fatigue risk. So as a free-to-play service, it's a live service with people who are going to be experiencing seasonal content and microtransactions. Players may experience burnout with this, boys. I feel like we may experience some burnout with this and some frustration, basically enraging some customers and having them not want to actually play the game. So keep that in mind. It's not all kind of peaches and cream when it comes to, people out, ain't all sunshine and daisies when it comes to people out here getting fatigued with this type of transactional monetization by EA and other companies as of late. Moving on to number 3, controller only trick input. So the Flick It control system is really good and can help out with a lot of people who don't know how to skate with, their keyboard and things like that. But I will say, if you do not know how to utilize a controller and you are a CPU user and you're using that PC, I would say this is probably going to be rough for you at first because you're probably going to have a controller of some sort to be able to put in the tricks. That input is for the controller. So unstable connection issues is number 4. Players with poor or unstable internet connection, man. So you may end up suffering some lag out, disconnections, and things like that where it'll negatively affect your experience in the game, leading to a expiring experience very, very quick. So that experience could end up being tattered very fast, and people will get tired of that very, very quickly. So unstable connection issues have, for the most part, when I was playing the game, was fixed. But when I did log in for the first time, I could not get in for about 15 minutes. And I said that in another video. I won't kind of just beat that into the ground, but number 5 in cons, limited single player content at launch. So there's not much single player content. We did go over what single player content would be available in the game, and I think that we kind of came up with the notion that they're going to have a very tutorial like single player experience in the game. So I want you to understand that It will end up being more of a tutorial, prologue of sorts, if you can kind of understand or get what I'm putting down here. So it's going to be a very limited single player experience. They have a very high focus on multiplayer right now. So keep that in mind. Multiplayer is the focus. They want you engaging with people, talking to people, slapping down, building new skate parks in the middle of the street. Like, they want you hanging out with your friends and going into parties, partying up, and having fun in this game. So understand that. That is the end of the cons, though. Well, let's go with the pros. Authentic and enhanced flick it controls. Basically, with the community feedback that we have received in the community, is basically that they rebuilt on that Frostbite engine, and it has revamped that flick it mechanic, delivering some smoother, a little bit more intuitive trick execution is what I feel like. Development has heavily been influenced by over like 100,000 of us playtesters, so you can kind of understand that that is going to be a lot of kind of input and feedback that they're utilizing to make that part of the game feel better. So number 2, expansive multiplayer shared world. Everybody is loving how, majority of people are loving how the world is expansive and you can set foot in a vibrant city. San Vansterdam is basically supporting up to 150 players per server, bro. So it's quite a bit of people. Some people do not like that aspect of it, but this is the pros list. We'll come up with another 5 later, boys. Hold your horses. Offers of people basically sharing challenges and having some spontaneous events in the world, like world events and things, collaborating, creating together, doing clips together, and having just basically a bustling, lively world and an interactive community. So that's kind of tight. Number 3, it is fair, free to play. What that means is the monetization aspect. Only cosmetic upgrades are available for purchase right now. You won't be able to make a super skater by paying a bunch of money and getting a bunch of stuff like that that you wouldn't have otherwise been able to get without paying. So with no pay to win elements basically in the game, it is going to be kind of interesting to see where the game's progression heads down the line. So let's keep that in mind. It is a super good method for me, I think, to go with, as far as not the free to play, but if you are going free to play, make sure that we are not ending up being kind of cooked by people who are paying to win. So that's awesome. No pay to win is in the game so far. Number 5, boys, on the pros list, parkour and climbing mechanics add verticality. So I do just want to talk about the verticality in the game. I did talk about this in my last video. Basically, skate is meant to be broken. I want you to go ahead and think about how that is in the game and how it's going to basically impact us as we go into early access and into live kind of day 1 drops. So new parkour and climbing basically features players being able to jump on top of buildings, vault obstacles, scale buildings, roll on the ground, bounce off the ground like Baraka in the game. You'll be able to do vertical spaces a lot easier that way. You'll be able to put the item dropper on that vertical space and create different tricks that you never thought possible. Basically deepening the gameplay and the trick variety that you'll be able to utilize. So really it's up to you guys, man. Do you think that skate is what fans really wanted, or are they missing the mark on the game right now? If you missed my last video, make sure that you lock in. I mentioned it already. Skate is meant to be broken. It's about how we're climbing, doing different things in the game like that to make ourselves kind of have different spots in the game. So again, is skate really what the fans wanted? Let me know in the comments, man, and I'll be back with another one here real soon. See y'all.